What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? Podcast about life in the music industry. I'm your host, Patrick Tarnowski, and with me is Super Gibby. He's back. I don't know where we are in the episode recording timeline, but he was gone for a little bit, but he is back. And with that, today we welcome Tom Diognardi to the show.
Up?
Super New York artist.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Awesome to be here.
Heck yeah. We're stoked to have you. It's a long time coming at this point.
Mm.
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 Well,
That's what I gotta say about that.
heck yeah. Well, let's hop into it. You released your latest EP, Room for Error, back in
Mhm.
April. How was the response for the album? You got tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, that EP, I had been working on it for a long time actually. To have it released meant a lot to me just because I had been working on it for about a year. And I was actually having some difficulty releasing it because I was in a signed band at the time of working on it, and I was having trouble getting permission to release it. But when things with that band didn't work out, I was able to kind of just do what I want, get it out there, and the reception has been really great. I've been playing a lot of shows, or a couple of shows rather, on the EP, and I kind of wrote the songs with a little more of a live, kind of like a live framework, almost picturing the songs live as I was writing them, and playing shows on those songs has been really fun because I feel like it just kind of gets the room moving a little more.
Totally.
Just the way that I was writing the songs from the ground up. And yeah, it's been every release, every time I put out something, it's like always a learning experience about myself and my own writing. So this EP is no different. I was able to kind of try new things and kind of focus on like a new style for myself. And that's really been a lot of fun, and always looking to keep it going for the next release, you know?
Heck yeah. So speaking of like next releases and stuff, so you released this back in April, right?
Mhm.
Um, have you been working on some new music at all?
Yeah, I try to write a little bit every day. I usually don't wind up with like a full song. I have tons
Sure.
of demos lying around that is just like a couple of guitar riffs or something, and like nothing ever comes of it. But yeah, I'm always like trying to write new stuff. Really trying to focus on songwriting, and I have maybe like 6 to 8 ideas right now. They're kind of almost done. And I might narrow it down a little more. It might be an album, it might be an EP, it might be singles. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, got new stuff ready to go, and always trying to just like keep that muscle engaged a little bit.
Totally.
So you touched on it like a bit about how like finding a different style, changing things up here and there. How would you say your music has changed since you started releasing music as Dignardi back in 2021?
It's changed quite a bit. I think when I first started releasing music, I was kind of a little scared, honestly, to go rock, to like do the pop punk thing.
Sure.
I think for two reasons. Like one, my previous band before I started doing solo music had kind of shifted away from rock in our later years, and we had released an EP that was a little more like popish, a little more alternative, and I think I was kind of left over from that. Like, okay, my last band ended with kind of like a pop sound. Let me try something a little more like that. But the second reason is I have like a low vocal range, and I think I just let that get to my head a little bit of like, oh, there's no rock singers that can't hit like higher notes, you know, like if I have a low range, I can't do rock music. It's not true, but it was just
No.
kind of like an insecurity that I
Sure.
had. And I think as I started writing more music and feeling that urge to create rock music, because like just the music I love so much, just guitar and drums, just that's all I need in my life.
Hmm.
Um, Feeling that urge to want to do it more, I was kind of like, fuck it, let's just like, who cares what my voice sounds like? I'm just gonna write music that I love. And that's that. So I kind of have been uh, freer, I think, in my recent releases and my recent writing than I used to be. I feel like I used to pigeonhole myself a little bit more. And as I write more and more, I learn more and more that you can do whatever you want. You can write whatever you want, whatever style, and whatever, kind of genre resonates with you most. Like, just kind of go with that. And it's okay if it changes and like ebbs and flows.
Totally. So I know that you were like previous to this, you were in loving memory.
Hmm.
Um, but let's take it back a little before that because you've always been like a drummer. So
Yeah, yeah.
like what like tell us about like your musical experience and kind of that sort of stuff like leading up to where you're at now.
Yeah, I started getting into music with like Guitar Hero and Rock Band, like a lot of musicians my age, I feel like did.
Yeah.
Um, but it yeah, very quickly turned into a real interest. I was like making demos in my basement on GarageBand. Um, I kind of was just doing whatever I could to make music. Like I would record my full drum set through like the little microphone in my computer, you know what I mean?
Oh,
And
sure.
it sounded like shit, but
Oh
it's like
yeah.
it's a start, you know? So I just kind of was always as soon as I got into it, I did feel like a heavy drive to just like make music, make music. I got really into Iron Maiden actually,
Nice.
and that was like a very formative time for me because I started, oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah. Fucking
Somewhere in time, Eddie.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh
No, this one's the somewhere in
oh
time.
my God. Wait, what was the other one?
Um Seventh Son
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Got the
and
fire
and
too.
then got that one.
Oh my God, is that Live After Death?
You're right. There you go. There you
Nice.
go.
Now I got it. I got it. Got started a little shaky there, but yeah, Iron Maiden was a huge band for me. I started learning their songs on drums and guitar. And I would make my own covers of their music, and I started singing as well. I kind of like because of Iron Maiden, I stepped up my own drumming, guitar playing, bass playing, and singing. And I even got into keyboards when I had to cover like Seventh Son of a Seventh Son songs. um,
Nice.
so they really just kind of like pushed my limits. I made a YouTube channel where I would create the covers of their songs. I ended up covering almost all of their songs, like with every instrument.
That's
So
awesome.
it was like a huge undertaking, but it lasted maybe 5 or 6 years, that just like obsession with that band. Um, and meanwhile, I was getting into my first original band where I was playing drums and starting to play local shows and networking with other musicians. And that was like a high school band. And eventually I got in that band kind of transitioned into In Loving Memory, which was a little more serious. We started touring. I was producing our EPs a little more professionally. I had gone to school to record music for like, for music production. So I was just kind of starting to advance my skills in all ways by that point. And yeah, ever since then, I've been drumming in multiple bands and starting to create my own music and like experiment with my own songwriting and my own voice as an artist. But it really did start with metal and rock, playing the drums live, producing, rock and metal music as well. Yeah, so my solo project is kind of like a culmination of all of that. It's a way for me to just like do everything that I've always done, but in one place.
Oh yeah, I love that. This next question we got, I'm so excited. This is like right up Gibby's alley. Like,
Oh yeah. So
I'm ready.
you've been talking about like your original projects, but I just want to dabble a little bit because you are in a crabcore cover band called the Monster Stage, which I
Yes.
love that name. I spent many summers at the Monster Energy Stage.
Yeah, dude, amazing name. I didn't think of it, but amazing name.
So what made you decide to want to start a project like that?
I love that you're asking about the monster stage right now. So I didn't start the project, but really funny story is that Okay, so first off, I went to high school with two of the people in that band. So that's part of where the connection comes from. But before they were the monster stage, whoops, sorry. Before they were the monster stage, they were a specifically Attack Attack cover band called No Defeat. And back in the day, maybe let's say like 2017, 2018, when they first started No Defeat, they hit me up to help them with their backing tracks because the backing tracks for that kind of music are very complex. You usually
Yeah.
have multiple tempo changes, synths and stuff, and like effects and all this crazy stuff going on. So they needed some help with it. And I was helping them with their backing tracks, and they were hiring me basically. And then fast forward a few years to like maybe a year or two ago, they rebranded kind of as the Monster Stage, started posting clips online of like old school crabcore clips and developing a following with the Instagram page. And then they actually played a show on Long Island, where I'm from, where we're all from. And I went and saw them with my girlfriend, and there was a great turnout. Like a lot of people came to the show. It was their first show ever as Monster Stage, and the pit was awesome. People were like pitting. It felt like I had jumped back in time like 10 or 12 years. And I was just really inspired by that show. And it turns out that their drummer, who I also knew, was leaving. And they asked me if I wanted to join. And I had honestly like had been missing a little bit of that camaraderie of like being in a band. And also the music is really challenging and really fun. And it had honestly been a while since I had been pushed like that with like my drumming specifically. And like when I heard some of these songs and like had to learn them, like I was sweating. Like there was some stuff I like couldn't do. Like I had to practice like these songs.
Yeah.
And that was actually really refreshing because like I love all the bands that I play with, but typically it's like on the easier side. It's like alt
Sure.
rock or, which is great and I love doing it. But it's nice to have an avenue where I'm like a little more challenged, and the camaraderie of the band is really great. I've been in some bad bands, so having like the vibe and the culture of the band be really fun and nice is also like a huge win.
That's awesome. Yeah, when I saw that you were doing that, I'm like, oh, crabcore. Oh, Gibby loves crabcore.
It's such a great niche, I
Yeah,
think. It's not a lot of people are really talking about crabcore or acknowledging it, but there is an audience for it. So
oh, but not anybody's talking about it, but everybody misses it.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
but and then when Attack Attack got back together, first thing they put out was a radio rock song, and everyone was like, "Nah, this ain't it."
Hmm. I know we want the old school shit.
Yeah, they do. But that's like where everybody's kind of at now, especially though with like all the bands coming back. It's like most of them have done a good job and just brought it, brought what
Mm.
what they were famous for and what everybody loved them for. Um,
Mhm.
which has been made for a really fantastic resurgence.
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
super fun. And I love how everybody in the genre, especially like in that actual time, didn't take it so seriously. It was like a very fun genre, just like I don't know, screaming like doing death metal vocals about like how your mom's a whore or something. Like it was just such a fun,
it
crazy
was
vibe.
wild.
Yeah.
I
It was a wild fucking time.
I
Yeah.
miss the one-liners of like just "you stupid fucking whore," and
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
just like
exactly.
I could go on and on
And
for
just
this.
all of the just horrific shirts
Yeah,
that
just like
were
bright
made
blue.
off of lyrics.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Uh can't
oh
get
my
away with
god.
that now, but
I I used to have a capture the crown shirt that just said "you filthy fucking cunt," and then the matching snapback that said "cunt" on it.
yeah.
Ooh,
Oof.
Yeah, that would like never happen.
Yeah, you can't do that now, but holy
Hmm.
shit though, like it was everywhere like at
Hmm.
that time though. Like that if it the more fucked up the shirt and like and merch, the hotter it sold.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the more fucked up. I'd say the more edgy
Edgy, yeah.
Yeah.
because
It was all
they
about
knew their
getting
audience. It
attention.
was the rebelling teenagers back then, like
Right.
Hmm.
all the
Like
teenagers from like 2008 to like 2014, they had a lock on those.
Hmm.
Yeah. If but in the realistically, if your shirt didn't say something like fuck or some sort of swear word on it,
It wasn't selling.
you're missing out. I did make like a shirt for the counter that used to sell crazy. It was a gold foil shirt. We Gibby, like the Unsigned Pop Punk, we rebranded it a little bit. But I used to make like a shirt that said for my band it was cities never effing sleep. You know, the
Like spelled
EFF.
out? Oh, EFF. Okay.
Yeah. And like that used to sell like hotcakes though, because it was like, oh, this is awesome. I can still wear this everywhere.
But everybody knows what it really means. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
actually pretty smart.
I was saying fucking. You know
Mhm.
it. Gold
You
foil.
know,
Oh, the gold foil days. I loved
yeah,
it.
good times.
It was. But we branched out and we've gone around. So like along with being a solo artist and being in bands, you're also a like songwriter and producer for other bands and artists. Like what would you say is your favorite part of the whole music process?
Mm. I love collaborating, like creating something out of thin air with somebody else. Um, also love like the detail aspect of writing and recording music, like, adding layers to a guitar track or like adding harmonies to the vocal or adding like just extra bells and whistles that kind of bring out the best of a song. So like just the writing and recording process. I mean, this is a hard one it's hard to pick one, but
Yeah,
I'm probably just going to keep going, but
you just
I'll
keep
end
going.
it. I'll end it with like, obviously the live experience too is one of the most fun parts because that's when you actually get some in-person feedback on something that you've either been practicing a lot or that you've been writing songs and now you like get to see what people how they respond to them in the room.
Yeah. It's
So
kind
the live element is really refreshing. It's like healing when you've
yeah,
been
it's
on
kind
your
of it's
own.
kind of like that culmination of all of that hard work leading up to that.
Yes, and it feels so important now more than ever, especially because of social media and like things being a little more online based. That's like where you really get a test of like the real world,
Right.
and it makes you feel alive because you're used to just scrolling and listening to bands on your newsfeed and checking out Spotify tracks and seeing, a band that has 100,000 monthly listeners, but like, do they bring people to a show? Like, is there a demand for this music in the real world, or is it just online? And I love that just visceral experience of being in a room, whether you're seeing music or performing it, just visceral experience of feeling sound waves in your body, and being in the room with that artist or with that crowd. It's like
Totally.
so satisfying.
So
100%.
you mentioned a little bit there about like the social media and stuff. You have actually amassed a pretty good following across almost all the major social media platforms. In your opinion, what social media platform gives you the best results for what you do?
Good question. I feel like recently it's actually been YouTube. I've been like, I don't have that many like subscribers on YouTube, but I really have been enjoying making YouTube videos. I love teaching as well, like teaching music, and I do that for some income also. And I've been making some lessons on YouTube that
I saw
without,
that. Yeah.
yeah, without any like organically, they've been hitting some algorithms. So
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna follow that, and I enjoy doing it. Um, I don't like TikTok. I'm like over TikTok. I just feel like always chasing like the short term attention is a little bit less rewarding, I guess. And I don't know if that's like pretentious to say, but it just like I had a couple of videos do well on TikTok that got me like I have like 19,000 followers on
Right.
TikTok,
Hmm.
but they all came from these two videos that I did pretty much within a week of each other. And after like trying to follow those videos up and like get more followers, it like didn't work, you know? So I kind of realized, what am I doing? Like I got all these followers and they kind of don't mean anything because it's TikTok, but
Right.
also like I'm always just going to be like chasing this idea of what I think the audience wants, and like I might strike gold or I might not. So I don't know. It became kind of tiring for me to try and keep up
Hmm.
with that algorithm. So I'm always experimenting with social media. I use Instagram a lot too.
Hmm.
But yeah, I've been into YouTube.
I YouTube's great. We've been chasing that YouTube dragon. It's been a lot of fun. Um, I I can't agree more though.
Mm.
I say it all the time. It's my one of my favorite things to probably say on this show is that TikTok was awesome.
Not
Was
more.
as of
Completely
right now,
agree.
and but like and every social media has its place. It has its niche, it has its place. TikTok is super popular, and I feel like they've been listening to me bitch and complain. They've been listening to this podcast because they learned. They
They're
did.
listening all the time.
They listened. Because now you are brought to your following page significantly more now.
Mm.
Um,
Like when you just
because
open the app.
yeah, like
Yeah, yeah.
before it was always they plop you on the For You page, and there's no way you're gonna see your followers unless you think of clicking over to
Scrolling.
that.
Yeah.
You got to click a whole button over to the
Hmm.
follow your
You gotta
following
scroll the
page.
other way. You gotta scroll
Yeah.
to the right.
Yeah, and nobody cared. No one cared about
Yeah.
that, you know. Um TikTok was always for finding brand new people. Like that was,
Mm.
and it's still the way it is, I think. Like it is not like your
Hub.
I yeah, it's not
It's
a
not like
hub
a, yeah, it's not a place to develop like a following.
community and
Yeah,
like an
community.
actual engagement.
Yes.
Like that's Instagram and that's YouTube. Like that's where you're going to like cultivate that community and actual like gather real engagement that will be meaningful.
Hmm. Yeah, it's TikTok has the allure of the virality because you can
Hmm.
post a video on TikTok and get 10,000 followers from that one video or whatever it is. But like again, I just saw in real time how little that actually matters. You know,
Right.
I'm almost glad that I had the two videos do well and kind of teach me that lesson, because now I like don't really care about my followers, like how many followers I have or how many
Right.
subscribers I have. Like it's allowed me to detach a little bit and just kind of make what I want to make, try and connect with people in an authentic way, and like that's kind of it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's how I treat social media nowadays.
And that's smart. It's you got to be able to detach from social media because it is a toxic place to be.
Yeah.
But it can be also
Yeah.
really awesome and
Yes.
super
Yes.
great.
Trying to find that balance is tough. I'm
Yeah.
always like, do I delete Instagram? Do I not delete Instagram? Like, but I haven't yet.
That's good.
Still need it.
I don't think anybody needs to delete any social media. I mean, unless it's something you want to do, but like I feel like it's just it's teaching yourself to try and like I think the most toxic currently is like Facebook, you know. Facebook is super toxic.
Fucking
Um
AI images with like boomers commenting on them and crazy. It's crazy. It'd be like a picture of Jesus made out of like mozzarella sticks, and it's like, Amen, Amen, brother, Amen, our Lord and Savior. Like, it's becoming a weird place.
it is it is a wild social media
It is.
just place to be in general.
Hmm.
I definitely try to use that the least of any social media. But
Me too.
you know, the older you get, the more you're drawn to Facebook.
Yeah. I don't
Ugh.
know why. I should delete that one off my phone for sure.
I've See, I'm the exact opposite. For me, I just doom scroll marketplace on Facebook. That's my
Right.
toxic trait right there.
Right.
That's
But
the
that's the thing.
toxic part for Facebook for
That's
me.
There are reasons to keep Facebook. Like there are things that on Facebook that are super good. Like
Yeah.
Marketplace is awesome. Like
Mhm.
it like you don't have Marketplace on any other social media. And also the fact that you can create like events and
Mhm.
have your event pages. Like that's really important. It's still important.
Yeah. Yeah. Every social media has their own like benefits and perks and stuff. So it is good to kind of be familiar with all of it.
The only perks I don't see any perks from Twitter. Not
I
anymore.
don't use Twitter at all. Yeah,
It
personally.
Twitter
I
is
never got into it.
Twitter's gone all the way into the poop chute.
Yeah.
All the way.
Thank you, Elon.
Fucking Elon Musk. All right, we got one more question before we go to a quick break. If you could give our listeners a piece of advice that you know now that you wish you knew when you were first starting your musical journey, what would that be?
Hmm. That I wished I knew. Um, I would say don't let anybody in your band or around you as a musician make you feel like you're not good enough to be where you are. Don't take anything from anybody basically. Like
Right.
just know that you have your own skill sets, your own unique traits,
Mm-hmm.
and that you have a place in this world. And like, if there's somebody that's making you feel like you don't, making you feel replaceable, inadequate, anything like that, you need to get out. You need to cut them out and don't look back. Like, just know that you will find a better person or people to make music with. There's tons of them out there. And in the meantime, do stuff on your own and build your own momentum. But don't settle for being mistreated.
Damn, I love that. That's you know what? That's perfect and that's beautiful. I'm not going to add to it.
Wow.
I'll just make it worse. It was perfect.
I'll
So
make it worse.
I'll only make it worse. Uh, but with
Thank
that,
you.
welcome. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with our next segment. Today's episode is sponsored by Chattanooga Beard Company. Are you looking for a quality company to help sexify your beard? Turn it up to 11? Take it to a whole new level? I have tried lots of other products over the many years it's taken to grow these luscious face locks. And then I tried Chattanooga Beard Company, and I kid you not, it changed my beard's life. Their products are made from quality ingredients like sweet almond oil, jojoba oil, coconut oil, beeswax, lanolin, and shea butter. I have at home their shampoo and their conditioner, 2 different scented beard balms, 1838, which is wood, amber, and grapefruit, and churchwarden, which is pipe tobacco and wild cherries, and freedom. I also have 2 of their beard oils, clean slate, which is bergamot and lime, and iron forged, which smells like coffee and chocolate, and you just want to eat it. My wife loves the smell of their clean slate oil. It's been a game changer. You don't have to take my word for it, because who am I other than the lovely looking man with this lovely looking beard? Try it for yourself. Just go to www.chattanoogabeard.co and snag any of these products or one of their other many scents and styles. And as a bonus, if you use our code Unsigned Pop Punk at checkout, you're going to get 15% off your order. So if you love your beard, or you love someone with a beard, try out Chattanooga Beard Company. You won't be mad you did.
And we're back. Thanks so much for sticking around. We're hopping into our next segment, everyone's favorite segment, the food for thought segment, because who doesn't love talking about food?
Let's
Like,
That's
go.
true.
let's be honest. We're here to talk about music, but everyone stays for the food.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna be hungry. I haven't even eaten yet.
I had breakfast and that was it.
Oh, I had breakfast and lunch, so I'm in a good position right now to talk about food, I think.
I had lunch at 10 a.m. So I haven't had a well, me and
That's
Gibby both
early lunch.
we work at 4 a.m. So
Yeah.
we start
Oh,
we
that
start
Yeah.
changes
working.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My lunch at work is at I take it at like 9 or 9:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
I'm the
take mine
opposite.
at 10, like right at that six
Wow.
hour
That's like
mark,
high
right?
school. That's like high school. Like when I was
Yeah.
eating lunch at 10 a.m. in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? Like they have us at 10 a.m. eating pizza.
Hmm. Like fried cheese and sauce.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
Those
But
mozzarella sticks hit different.
speaking of pizza, you're from New York,
Yeah.
and New York is known for having probably one of the best pizzas and one of the best bagels.
Hmm.
Okay, so I want you to think about that, right? Think about the best pizza you've ever had from New York.
Okay.
Now think about the best bagel you've ever had.
Okay.
All right, you have them locked in. You have like that taste memorized, kinda.
Hmm.
All
Hmm.
right, now one of them has to be lost forever. Which one are you picking and why?
This is mean. I would say, okay, I actually would probably give up the pizza. I
Whoa.
feel like I've had enough of it to give it up. I haven't had enough of it. Like I'm still going to eat pizza for the rest of my life. But
Right.
in this hypothetical scenario, I've had enough of it and I live in New York, so I feel like it's like I could let it go. If you love something, let it go, like we've done our service together. Bagels, it's harder to let go because like the rituals, because I'm from Long Island specifically, and the bagel culture on Long Island is a little more prevalent than in like New York City, from what I've seen anyway. And just like growing up and getting bagels in the morning was just something my family always did. So that's like a little bit more close to home, I think. It's hard for me to never have a bagel again in my life. I would maybe cry.
And knowing a few, I have a few friends and acquaintances from Long Island. Yeah. I mean, bagel culture there.
Yeah, it's so good.
It's so real. Like,
Yeah.
us anywhere else in the country, you're like, you gotta get a fucking bagel, and we're like, it's just a fucking bagel, dude.
Yeah, no, it's like when you
But
buy it
it's
in the
not.
store or something. Yeah, it's a fresh like Long Island bagel it's something to behold, really. It's great.
Yeah, no, I remember having my first Long Island bagel. I mean, it's good shit.
Yeah.
It's good shit. But I remember because I was that guy. I also am a button pusher though. I also like to poke a little bit. So when
Hmm.
my buddies were like, "Nah, man, you ain't never had a bagel until you had a Long Island bagel," and I'm like, "It's just a fucking bagel. I'm sure. I'm sure it's just a bagel."
Hmm.
They're like, "No, you never
Yeah,
had
you
a
don't get
bagel.
it, bro. You don't
You
get
don't
it.
get, bro. You don't get it, bro."
It's
Like,
soft. It's
and then
soft and warm.
and then I ate it. I'm like, "Oh man, tastes like a bagel."
And then they weren't your friends anymore.
And they're not. No, they are. Uh no, but I'm that person especially. Like I like to poke buttons. I like to because it's just like it's just funny.
Yeah, everyone needs that friend.
Yes. That asshole. They're like, "Oh, I can't wait to hang out with that fucking asshole again." Man, makes everything so great. What's your go-to bagel?
I'm a pretty simple guy. Sesame bagel with butter is the go-to for me. But I also love like a cinnamon raisin, perhaps a like even like an everything bagel is always great too. But yeah, you can get all sorts of cream cheeses and too. I've tried my fair share, but I always come back to the butter and the sesame. It's just like a simple, like fresh tasting breakfast. So
All right.
that's it.
I mean, there's so many good. I really enjoy a good everything
Hmm.
bagel. Like, dang,
Yeah,
I
the
just
poppy seeds, just like,
it's such a flavor blast,
hmm
and
a
I like
flavor
the
blast.
crunch
Yeah,
from it all.
they should make flavor blasted goldfish like everything bagel flavored.
I've have you had like everything bagel flavored stuff? Like
Yeah, there's like
it doesn't hit the same.
not quite. They have like the like seasoning, everything bagel seasoning. That's like poppy seeds and sesame seeds, and
Yeah,
but it's better on a bagel. It's better with more bread.
I agree. Yeah. All right. So now go back to pizza since pizza's not really gone. Okay.
Yeah, okay, good.
See, I'm looking for the best pizza place in New York. Okay, and I don't want that touristy crap. Where, in your opinion, is the best place to get a slice?
Okay. So you said you don't want the touristy crap, but if you go to a concert in the city, in New York City, and it's 11 p.m., 12 midnight, let's say, you're on your way home and you go to Penn Station because you're from Long Island like me.
Hmm.
And if you go to Rose's Pizza in Penn Station, um is it? Oh, wow, I can't even remember the name of it. I think it's Rose's. Hang on, let me confirm this.
You got it. I do think I saw a
Yeah,
Rosa's on something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rose's, yeah. Rose's Pizza in Penn Station. I had it recently and I was like, this is just like the best pizza. This is the best one because like it's also the conditions kind of that make it that way
Okay.
too. Like you're just like a little drunk, you're on your way home, you're tired and you need like sustenance to make it. You're in a prime position to like get Rose's Pizza from Penn Station. So that's like honestly always a really good move is just going to Rose's. It's a classic kind of flavor. But you could also literally go to any of the dollar slice pizza places that are just like littered throughout the streets of New York, and it will also be really amazing. And it won't break the bank, too.
I went to when I used to tour and hit up New York City a bunch. I went to like this. I don't remember what it's called anymore. This has been a long fucking time. But it was definitely the touristy spot. Like it had like celebrities, like pictures all over the
Hmm.
wall. And I mean, it was pretty good.
Hmm. Didn't satisfy like you thought.
So I've always, ever since I was a kid, and I was thinking about New York pizza, right? I've always been chasing that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze pizza,
Hmm.
and I've never found it.
Mm.
That just
You'll-
that pull.
Stretchy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that pole. Yeah, I like that. It's out there. Maybe I'm not the best person because I don't know all the names of the places I've been to, but I'll do some research. I'll get back to you.
All right.
I'll get you some more spots to try next time
You'll
you're
get me
here.
that pull.
Yeah. I'll get you
Yeah.
that legendary pole.
All right.
All right. So speaking of research, I literally Googled like top foods in Long Island. I have a
What does it
list.
say?
It gives me 3 hometown classics. I'm gonna have you power rank them.
Okay.
You're not. You're gonna have. But I'm gonna give you the. I'm gonna. You're gonna have to rank them as I give them to you.
Okay. Five. There's five of
3.
them.
There's only 3.
Okay, three.
So this first one, I've never heard of this before. Grandma pie.
Grandma, yeah, like a grandma pizza.
It
For
looks like a
me, that
pizza.
yeah, it's like it's like a more like rectangular slices usually. Kind of like deep dish, but the sauce is in the normal spot. Like you have bread, sauce, cheese still.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
So sounds better than the deep dish already.
it would prop for me, I would put that at three. Let's go three for
You know
that.
what? Let's make it 4 because I thought of something that's my own personal taste. So we'll make it
Okay.
4. So
I'm gonna go 4. I'm gonna go 4.
Ooh, okay.
Let's see.
Next one is fresh shucked oysters.
Hmm. So for me, I'm not big into seafood. I should have put that at 4, but let's go 3.
You,
That's
you
3 because I
you
know it's
never
good.
go top and bottom first.
I was trying to save some space. Yeah.
and and then next one, it's not a food, it's a drink. The Long Island iced tea.
Oh, let's go number 1. That's my
Number
go-to.
one, that's
That's
my
my go-to
go-to
because
also.
you can have one of them and you're good for the night.
Oh,
That's
man.
right.
That's why
I
I
go
like them.
I go through like 4 or 5 of them a night.
Yeah, you could easily do that as well.
And now, so this is your number 2 spot. Long Island clam chowder.
Okay. I do like that better than oysters. So I'll take that. I'll take that.
Okay. No, this was an easy list to find. All I did was like while we were asking questions, I was like iconic foods from Long Island, and this list came up, and it lists like other things like diners and must try meals.
Have you guys ever had halal food?
I haven't. I know what
I
it is, but
can't
I
say I
haven't.
have.
That's also it's a city thing, but it's leaked out into the island as well, and it's fucking incredible. It's kind of like a Middle Eastern, rice. You have usually chicken and lamb, and the lamb is like the best meat on this planet. I don't know what they do to it, but and also the chicken is orange, and I have this working theory that orange food is just better. So it's just great meat. They have a white sauce, kind of like a tzatziki sauce.
Mm,
And yeah, you can get like veggies and stuff. It's really good.
sounds good.
Yeah. Other things on here that are mentioned: lobster roll, aka lunch,
Mhm.
Prime, an American kitchen and bar in Huntington,
Hmm.
North Fork Table and Inn, Small Batch in Garden City, Red Salt Room in Garden City, some dining
Wow.
experience. There's a lot of things on here.
There's like so much food on Long Island and in the city, obviously, but even Long Island, I don't know if I've heard of any of those places
Yeah,
actually. I've
those
heard
are
of
all this specifically says everything you have to eat on Long Island.
I've heard of the cities, of course, but yeah, I guess I got to get out there a little more.
Gotta check some of these places out. Apparently,
Yeah.
All right, then you're gonna come back for part 2, and you're just
Yeah.
gonna go through
Report
everything
back.
on this
Yeah.
list.
Review everything, yeah.
All
It's
right.
like I'm the Long Island master now. I can do this.
I went down the list. All right, we've got our last food for thought question. Now, think about you, right? And you as a musician. You know, if Tom Diognardi was a potato, what kind of potato would you be?
I would be like no hesitation, a scalloped potato.
Nice.
Yeah, like the crumbly. My aunt specifically makes really good kind of scalloped potato, a little like crumbly breadcrumb on top. It's a little cheesy,
Mm.
really like nice soft potato slices. That's like one of my favorite kinds of potato. Or maybe like a seasoned like nice and crispy like waffle fry.
Oh, waffle fries are good too.
Also pretty good.
Waffle fries are great. I think you were the first person to pick scalloped potato, though.
Yeah. It's the first thing that popped in my head.
I mean,
Yeah,
so that makes
more
you
with
also unique,
Yeah, nice.
just like the scalloped potato.
We're all kind of like a scalloped potato on the inside, if you think about it.
Cheesy, soft, and gooey.
Yes. A little crumbly on top.
A little crumbly, a little crunchy.
This is up for interpretation for
Yeah.
however people want to interpret that.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for the food for thought segment. Now all that's left is our rapid fire questions.
Friendships will be tested. Rapid fire questions.
You're just gonna speak from the heart, gonna shoot from the hip. Whatever
Okay.
the first thing that pops into your head, roll with it, even if it's not one of the two options I give you.
Oh, okay.
So
Good.
if
Good to know.
if you think of if your brain says something else,
Say
you
it.
go with it. You trust yourself. You trust your feelings.
Okay. I
All
like
right.
that.
All right. Monster Energy or Rockstar?
Monster.
I would assume. The Monster
Gotta go with the
stage.
monster
You gotta
stage.
stay on
But
brand.
You
it's
gotta
also
stay.
like, yeah. And when I record drums, that's like the only time I'll like pick up an energy drink. So, and
There
I
you
usually
go.
get Monster.
Yeah, you gotta stay on brand.
Mhm.
All right. Pop punk or emo?
Emo.
Okay. Taylor Swift or John Mayer?
John Mayer.
Okay. Okay. Skinny jeans or baggy pants?
Skinny jeans.
Disney Plus or Netflix?
Ooh, I'm actually gonna go Disney Plus.
Nice. All right. Stuffed crust or deep dish pizza?
I'll go deep dish actually.
Okay. Okay.
hmm
Vans or Chuck Taylors?
Vans.
Okay. This is the last one. The All American Rejects or the Offspring?
All American Rejects. Dirty Little
I
Secrets. The fucking
I
banger.
figured. I figured. I knew it.
Yeah.
Well, it's each it's a kind of a generational thing,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's like
Totally.
people like my age and below always say the All American Rejects.
Yeah, Offspring is a little older of a band.
Yeah.
They're
Little
very
little older. Not that much older.
not much.
Just
Maybe
a
5
little.
years.
Maybe
5
five
years.
5 to 10 years.
Yeah. I saw them recently actually. With who was it? Sum 41 and I think Lost It All. Da-da-da-da.
Simple Plan.
Simple Plan.
Simple
Yeah.
Plan. Simple Plan. I was like, what's the name of that band?
Sounds like a great show.
That does sound like a great show.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Did Simple Plan play the Scooby-Doo song?
I think they did.
They better.
They
Like,
did
they
that when
did.
I saw them. I think they realized that like it's
Everyone wants to hear
nostalgia is like crazy right now, so playing that
Mhm.
just hits everyone like in the right
Oh
way.
yeah. Everyone who's not going to sing along to that.
Yeah. It's a good
Good
it's a good one.
Oh,
Well, hell yeah, Tom, you did it. You finished the podcast. Now's your chance. Let everybody know what you got going on, where they can find you, and what's next.
I am working on some new music, so you can stay tuned for that. I'll be releasing some stuff real soon. Always just uploading content if you're into music content, music lessons, any like production style lessons, stuff like that. Then you can check out my YouTube channel. It's just Diognardi, Diognardi. Also, you can hit me up on Instagram, Tom Diognardi. And yeah, I'm sure I'll see you guys soon if you're following along, following the journey.
Hell yeah. And we always want everybody, all of our listeners, to follow the journey. Follow everybody's journeys. Follow all of our guests, follow Tom. You're gonna learn some cool stuff.
Hell yeah.
And you're gonna have fun along the way, and you're gonna find some beautiful music.
It's all about the friends we made along the way.
Mm-hmm. I think somebody like Mark Twain said that.
Yeah. Benjamin Franklin.
Is it Ben Franklin?
I don't know.
Yeah. It's like I don't even know. Like, I was just
There's
picking a name
somebody.
out of hat.
George
Somebody
Washington.
that said some smart things sometime.
Mm.
Not me. But yeah, that's it. Thanks so
All
much for
right.
hanging out, Tom. This has been another episode of Where Did All My Friends Go? And we'll see y'all on Monday. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please hit that like, subscribe, or follow button so you never miss an episode. And thank you to those who already are. Please rate and review the show to help the show be found by new people. And if you're in the position to help us grow, head on over to our website where you can find merch, our Patreon, and other ways that you can help at www.unsignedpoppunk.com. Let us know in the comments who else you'd like to see on the show and what other content you would like to see. Thank you so much for spending your time with us.